All right, hi everyone. I'm Gregor. This is my help desk show. I do maintain the JavaScript AutoKit for GitHub, which is the SDK and a set of libraries for all things GitHub Platform APIs. And this show is mostly about automating stuff around GitHub. And I created this issue about the problem I see with log files and the noise it creates when I get automated pull requests by the Renovate app, updating my log files once per week at this point, and also explained why is it like why can't Renovate just update the log files silently without telling me anything. And the problem that I've established in the first part last week is that Renovate works as a GitHub app. So that's Dependabot and others. And then GitHub app cannot work around branch protections. So if you have branch protections enabled, no app can work around them. So basically what we need to do is to do the merging when authenticated as a user who has admin access to the repository, which we can do using GitHub Actions, right? Instead of passing the GitHub token secret, we can pass a personal access token for my own account or a dedicated bot account I created only for this purpose. And last week, I kind of put together a simple action here, which runs every night at 4 a.m. Pacific time. It checks out the repository. It checks out the update log file branch if it exists. It then deletes the log file, runs install, which recreates it, and then tries to commit it and push it back. Now, my idea is that the action we want to build does all that for you. Like, for example, the action should check out the update log file branch if it exists. You shouldn't need to set this up that way manually. And also, it should be smarter about checking if there's changes or not. So basically, I want to call the git commands from JavaScript. And the way I'm going to do this is using Execa. So Execa is a great library to execute asynchronous subprocesses. So I already created some code in last week where we used a GitHub app authentication, and we won't need to do that today. Instead, we will just authenticate using a GitHub token, and we will use AutoKit instead of the app. Okay, and then I will define an asynchronous function. I don't want to use the top level await, because actions when published in the marketplace only support Node 12 at this point. So I want to make sure that the code will be working with Node 12. And Node 12 doesn't support top level await. So instead, I will do async function run, and then just execute this function right away, like this. And then I will import Execa and basically do what we've done in the action that I've just shown. Here, update log file. So we want to run these commands basically. Oops. Let's comment them out. Okay. So await Execa git checkout update log file. Oops, what am I doing? Try await Execa and then catch error. And then we want to see what error we are getting here, because we only care about the error if the branch doesn't exist yet. And if it doesn't, we want to create a branch using git checkout branch. And create the branch. All right, we can delete all this stuff. And let's see what will happen. We will not need AutoKit at all, actually, I think. At least for now. All right. So currently there's only a main branch locally. So let's run it and see what will happen. Cannot find package Execa. Didn't I just install it? Huh. Oh, do I have a typo? Execa. All right. So basically, if error code is enoent, then actually let's do, if it's not, then we want to throw the error, because then it's something unexpected. Otherwise, just create a branch. Also, what I like to do when using Execa is define my own function and then log the command I want to run, then await Execa try to remember. I think I was like all. Let's do it like this, and then console log all. All right, so let's see what happens. I thought I can just pass a string. Where's the problem? Okay. I think that Execa expects two commands, and the first one is string, which is the path to the binary, and the second one is an array of string options. So basically, checkout dash branch update log file needs to be passed as an array of strings. So I will just split this by white space. And then run it like this and see what will happen. Did not match any file. So that worked. Basically, the EO, this check didn't work for some reason. So I have to double check that unknown option branch. What? Did check out. There's I thought dash B was a shortcut for branch. No, it's not. Interesting. All right. So there is just dash B. But also I want to understand what went wrong here. Okay, let's do this check. If let's look it out explicitly just to make sure. Okay. So basically, we can check for the string and standard error. And if it doesn't match, then throw the error. Otherwise, create the branch and check it out. All right, so that's what happened now. We are now on update log file, and if I run the code again, it will only run this one command. Okay. Also, I only want to log out output. If there is any. Okay. So we log out the command, we execute the command with the options, we log out the output if there is any, and we return. Actually, we can do this and then return the whole result. That's better. Okay. So we did this, and now we can run, we can delete package log.json and node modules recursively. And there are node APIs for it, but if you already use Execa, we can just as well use it. And finally, we run npm install to update the log file. Okay. So let's delete the branch for now. What? Okay, let's delete the file now, and now let's run it and see what will happen. Okay, we checked out the branch. It deleted the log file and node modules, and now it's running npm install. We probably could stream the output. That might be nice. Anyway. Oh, there should have been some output here. Let me check out the Execa instructions. I know there is some all .all. Okay, I think that's what we want. Okay, so that worked. I think this is what I wanted. Let's try again. Oh. This is going to be annoying. Because I keep deleting the node modules folder, but okay. Huh. This is not working the way I thought it works. Odd. So how can I stream the output? That's simple enough. So let's do process and then process all pipe standard out. And then return process. Okay. When you delete up the log file and run it again. Okay, that's not working. I don't get it. Add an old property. Oh, so like options I can pass as the first, third argument or something. What is this? Where are we here? Exit code. Child process results. Let's see if that works. Let's see. This is an error. Let's try this again and just log the output without streaming it and see if that works. Oh, that didn't work. Did I remove the weight? What is happening? Maybe I can just remove OctoKit and remove .env because I'm not using these, and just install Execa as my only dependency now. This will make it faster. Okay, that seems to be working the way I want it to work. It's running npm install now. And it's running and running. Okay. Wow. What is still using request here. Wait, I removed AutoKit. Most likely I need to delete the branch. Okay, this should finish much faster now. Still has stuff in here. Okay. Okay, let me double check my package JSON now. Okay, it only has Exica. Okay. There's no log file update branch, so now it really should go really fast. Where does this come from? I'm so confused. There's a remote branch update log file. Okay, that's the problem. So I deleted the update log file branch from my GitHub repository. Okay, now we really should be good. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so basically it did what I wanted it to do, and there were no change. So basically, how do I find out if a file has a change? That's what I want. Okay. Let's get the name only. Nice. Okay. So package log JSON is not included in the resulting output. Then we are good. No changes, process exit 0. There we go. Okay. Oops. That commit should have gone into main. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Let's simulate a change here. So if there is a change, we want to commit the change. Git commit package log JSON -m. Oh, it's going to be trouble. Because if I do something like build package log file update, then this is going to be split into separate arguments, and I don't want that. So I want to do something like this. Extra option or extra command options. And then combine them. That now should work. Like this. Okay. Not super elegant, but whatever. Okay, and then we want to push the current branch to remote. So await command git push current branch to origin. It's all done. Okay, let's see. Node index.js. Install. Huh. It says what? Oh. Okay, let's try this again. Install. What happens? Yep. So there is a change. Oh, okay. I just used the wrong command. See, I use my shortcuts. I think this is the correct one, or to be more explicit, we can actually use the branch name because we know it. Okay. Let's delete it again. Run it again. Sweet. So now we have that action that will basically update the log file, which is basically what this workflow does here right now, but as a script, so we have a little bit more control. Okay. Let's see. So here it tells us we have a new branch and we have some CI, the CI passed. So basically what we want to do next is get notified when all checks passed for a branch. So that's the next thing we want to do. Let's call this merge or PR or like merge log file update. So this one, I don't even know what the correct payload is here. I know there is, I think, a status event. And there is a check run event. And the challenge is that we need to check for both. A status is kind of the old school way. You just set a status on a commit as an outside integration. And check run is more complicated. A check run is what GitHub Actions creates as well. So when I press it, there's a details view here, and it has this kind of this check run view. Another example is where can I show this? Like the work in progress app. Let me see. Recent pull request. There will be a set of statuses here. And one of them is work in progress. So this is a check run view where I basically can set a lot of information instead of just a link. So what we want is on status, and on check run. Now the question is, how we can further filter it down. These events that trigger workflows. Let's check out for status. Okay, there is no way to filter it down any further. But basically what we want is not to do anything on pending, only on success, failure, and error. And for check run, completed. That's odd. Why can't I have types here? Anyway. So that's okay. I could do the thing, but then only if event action is check run or event very small status. Event state isn't. Yeah. Event state isn't pending. Okay. So we should create a status for testing as well. That's pretty easy. We can use the request action for that, which basically lets us send any kind of request we want. I don't care about the result. So, and now create a status. There we go. Create a commit status. So this is the one we want. So on my repository, silent log file update, and the SHA is the current SHA. I think it's just GitHub SHA, something like this. GitHub Actions expressions. I always need to Google for this endpoint. So the GitHub context as a SHA. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay. Now, what else? State success. We don't need target URL. Test status and context status test. Okay, authenticate with the GitHub token. That should just work fine. So let's commit these changes. Let's delete the log file update branch. Oh, update log file. Okay. Delete it and also delete it remotely as well. Let me check out the new branch for this feature. So this is handle log file update statuses. Okay, let's run the script again. This will push the new branch again. And now there is a CI GitHub action run, but also the request here, which succeeded. So in theory, we should have, yep, we see two checks now. The one is from the GitHub action, it's a check run, and the second is a commit status. And I want to require both. So test, but now also status test. Perfect. So now I'm curious if there's any way for me to find out if a commit has all required statuses. They will need some research, but well, let's see. Let's see what the GraphQL API has. It's probably better than the REST API. Although we can look at the REST API as well. So here, I think we can, yeah. So now we have to commit. Let's see what properties we have. Status check rollup. Well, that looks great. State. Huh, interesting. Let me quickly I think probably the easiest will be using curl. Okay, github.com and then first the documentation. So Photoshop, we use this, and instead of hello world, we use gr2m, silent log file update. We need to pass authorization. GitHub token. Okay, and then we have to set state. I actually have no idea what the state difference is between failure, pending, and success. Between failure and error, I mean. Okay, and then let's set description, failing test example, and context status error test. All right. So now URL. So now we have a failed status. But I'm curious, why did my other state get removed? So we have combined status failure now. Interesting. All right, let's try the same again. Status test. And create success. Okay, so the status check roll up is still failure. Now I wonder, oh, it's required. Oh no, what happened? What? Interesting. That would have been too easy. I wonder if this is a bug. So we want the state. And ideally we want to know if this is required. Let's see if we get something more on the nodes. No. All right, so I guess to just simplify things, we will just look on the rollups. Check and status rollup information for this commit. Perfect. So I guess we will be just able to send this. Query in here. So let's see what information we get in the webhook event itself. So and status. I don't think. Interesting. Get all the branches. Send. All right, so that's not helpful. So for now, we will need to install our dependencies. And then run a script that I still have to create. Node. And log file update JS. Okay. Okay, let's commit these changes. Delete the update log file branch again. And now I will need OctoKit. And then again, async function run and directly execute it. And in here, OctoKit is new OctoKit without processing the GitHub token. Now import I'm actually not sure if this will work on Node 12 because AWS modules. And I think I shouldn't. Okay. So here as well, old school require OctoKit and const read file require fs promises. And I can evade read file processing the what is it called again? GitHub Actions environment variables. There we go. There's an environment variable which has the path to the event here. Like this. So now I have the full event path here. I have my OctoKit instance here. I have my query here. Await OctoKit GraphQL query. And then what type is URI? Okay. Oh, this is not right. I shouldn't use the URL variable because I think it conflicts with GitHub's OctoKit's internal implementation. I'm not sure if I fixed that already, so I just use a different variable name. Okay, so this is the query we want. And then you want to pass the commit URL, which Now let's see. Commit SHA. Event commit SHA. This is for the status event payload, and for the check run, I wonder if we have a commit object as well. No. Where's the commit here? At SHA, I guess. Okay, so const SHA otherwise event check run at SHA, right? Yes. And then the full URL. So probably should make this work with other repositories for the future. So we get owner repo as process env GitHub repository and split by slash. The GitHub repository environment variable is the full name of the repository. So we can say owner repo, and then the result is resource status check rollup. And basically we are checking for success. Okay, then console log success, merge the branch and delete it. In case of expected or pending, status is pending. And otherwise, status is ever failure or error. Create a pull request. So that's where we are today. Let's see if this will work. All right. We have to pass the GitHub token environment variable here. And this is now where I don't want to pass GitHub's default GitHub token environment variable. Instead, I want to pass my personal access token in order to be able to merge. Okay. So let's create a pull request for this update. Feature and the log file. And then updates to log file. Lots of work in progress commits. Okay, let's see. We added setting as status. So that all looks good. Wait, I like squash. Let me update the repository settings here to my preferences. I don't need wikis. I don't need discussions. I only want to squash, enable delete head branches and auto merge. One day I will make a show about normalizing all these repository settings. All right. So let's delete all these test branches here. Okay, this is just a test now. Go to the main branch. Oh no. Erase about what is going on. Oh, I know. Okay, now test one. No changes. That is very odd. Okay. And let's just simulate that there was a change. Push it to remote. Okay, our new branch, and now this should trigger and the log file updates. I think that's a better name. Okay. So this one should have been triggered now. So let's see what's going on. Better name for hand log file workflow. Oh. Hmm. So one thing we should check is if we are on the right branch. And that's an optimization for later though. Okay, let's see. What's going to happen right now. So this is not triggered at all. Why? I hate when this happens. I have no idea why this is not working. So push to master. Okay, I think I know why. My favorite problem. So basically the test the check run created by the GitHub action doesn't trigger any other events. So I can use, I think that's the right personal access token. Yeah. Here, but still the check run itself will not trigger a check run event. And I don't know if there is a way around. I will have to research that. Okay, for now, at least we will use the GitHub status one. All right. So that was triggered, the status was created, and now at least it was triggered. Now you're telling me it's not valid. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, let's get up event, not just event. And then it's syntax. Okay. This is the test workflow, which will again create the commit status using my personal access token, which will then trigger this workflow, and it's still complaining. Unexpected symbol 23 at position line 10. Oh, I think it's just two of these. Yeah, I wish there was a better developer experience for actions instead of doing local changes and just pushing them. All right. Still. It's line 10. I don't get it. That looks right. Yep. I don't get it. You don't like the double quotes? I did this before quite a lot. So let's see. Open API types update YAML, for example. Here, for example. Well, I use single quotes. It's still odd. Okay, well, I use single quotes, so let's see if that helps. Huh, seems to. Okay. Read file is not a function. Indeed. Okay. Status is success. That was always false because I checked for the status check rollup object and not for the state property. All right. Well, that goes pretty fast now. Good job, GitHub. There we go. Merge the branch and delete it. So that's what I'm going to do. Probably either next week or in between, we will see. But I think that is enough for today. All right. So if you have any other questions about today's show, it's here, issue 24. And yeah, I see you soon in another episode of Gregor's Help Desk.